Hi, what I'm doing here is a tracker of like how to look after a new agent. So basically you can use this as a prospect sheet as well, and you can fill in where the advert came from, voicemail, email, if you want to do that. More importantly, when you fill in the details, you can actually print off some comments. I find this very helpful when doing up the follow-up call, because you've got to build some kind of bond with them. The reason they're looking, the reason maybe friends and family, you're hearing kids in the background or dogs or noises or parrots, just to build a bond when you've actually phoned them back, so you can just pick up where you left off. But this is more important for when they've joined, of actually plugging them into the system and then making sure they've got each little bit sort of right. If they're not plugged into the system, if you've got no ticks here, they're just signed up and left to get on with it, the chance of them being successful is very slim. So we've put this together over a number of years. Myself and Bob Webb just updated this a little bit because it's got a little bit out of date. So with all the easy reach and all the new stuff, so this is all the correct things at the present time. So the first part of the system is getting them collected to the easy reach system. Now you get it for 3 months free of charge. That's a whole 90 days. So after 90 days, if you've got your person plugged completely into the system, then basically the tips on here could make them millions. So it's getting them into the system. Listen to the messages for the first 21 days, because after 21 days something becomes a habit and they start wanting to listen to sort of the tips and ideas, which is going to help them as well. Now, if they've joined on a break free, they don't get the easy reach system. So what I suggest you do there is, when you get the message, it also comes through as an email, an audio link. You forward that on to your new people till you've got them to hit the £150 worth of sales to get them upgraded to the full kit and get the extra free catalogues. So that's the first thing, tick that they've done that. Explain to them how to set it up, and then get them to bounce a message back to you from it, so they know how it actually works. Next one is join the email loop. Now this is my email address, so if you send an email address to me, Mark Join Loop, I'll send you a link back. So on there you're going to get lots of more training tips and ideas. You're also going to get stories as well, for like what people are doing, and also facts and figures of top retailers, PSG, top sponsors, top online sales, all these kind of figures. People love to see their name for doing well. So, and if other people can do it, so can you. So get connected to the loop. You might have your own loops, get them connected to them loops as well. So that's the next little tick. For new people, there might be a lot of information, but after the first sort of month or so, it all starts fitting into place. So if you've got a question, ask your upline what it is, and they'll answer it. Now this is a critical one. This is to be done probably sort of before they've even got the catalogues. As soon as you've got the confirmed link, it's all cleared at head office, and they've got the password to get into the site, get on the phone and help them set up the web shop. Because once the web shop's up, they might just pick up some stray orders, but they can also start passing that round to friends and family before the catalogues even turn up. And if they've got a number of orders, it just gets them even more excited. So one, they've got to set up put the web shop as in an active stage. Also pick the area they want to retail in, and explain all that, and then test it just to make sure it all works. Now then you can start sharing that with people you know and picking up them orders. But also this is very important on the break free, to get them to pass it around all the friends and family as much as they possibly can. So once that's done, take that. Now the first month is so important to get that retail story. So obviously the web shop's going to add a bit to that, which is great. And also, like, getting them first, especially if you're joining on the break free or even on the full kit, is to pass a number of catalogues around family, friends and people you know, just to increase them first few orders you're going to get. Now when you say the top retailers doing thousands and thousands, they all started off like you, so don't expect it to happen straight away. It could take you a few periods to sort of just get that, well, more than a few periods. Could take you a year to get a good established customer base set up, depending on how big a customer base you want. Now on top of that, what you want to do is explain all the slips that go in the catalogue. If they're presenting the catalogues, watch the video in the kit explaining how to do that. Make sure they've got the callback slips. Make sure that they know that some of the houses that they could be putting catalogues in might be empty, so they can have the slips to stick through with their web shop, just so that then actually when somebody does eventually come back, it'll come back to them. Also the doors, it's actually got where no salespeople want to know junk mail, tend to be fantastic houses to get orders. I just really don't want double glazing people going round. So set a target. The bigger this target, the better, because whatever profit you make, the people who you're talking to on your warm market are watching what you're going to do. Now they're not expecting you to earn thousands, because to be quite honest, a lot of people just don't believe you can make that money. But if you've made a little bit of money in your first month, it just proves it works. So them first few orders are very important, so tick that one off. If you've been in a while and you haven't got yourself a story, just draw a line in the sand and just go and create that story, because it doesn't matter when you do that. Sponsoring, it's critical you get people to join your team. So you've got different kind of people, markets. You've got your warm market, which I'll explain in a second. That's everybody in your address book. So if you pick your address book, that's the people you might send Christmas cards to, or people you know very, very well. So what I suggest you do is you phone them up and say, "Hi Fred, I've just come across something very exciting. I'd love your opinion on it. It looks a great way to make lots of money." So he might say, "Well, what's it about?" And say, "Well, I'm not going to explain. I just want you to watch your DVD and see what you think." So you can either send them a DVD or you can send them the online link. Now what happens there is they'll have a look, and then you can phone them back and see what they think. So that's your warm market. Now, not all of them's going to join straight away. Some of them are going to say maybe and some being no. But we'll pick them up a little bit later down the line. Now, your extra warm market now is everybody with an email address. So you can actually put an email together which goes out BCC, which is blank carbon copy. Put all the email addresses in there and just send it out with saying like, "Hi, I wonder if you could help us. I've come across something really exciting. I'd love your opinion on it." Have the clean easy video in there and say, "Look, I'm looking for some help. Looking for some people. Do you know anybody who wants to make any money in the UK, Ireland, Netherlands and Germany with the video and your link?" And some of them will actually come back to you. Now if you're on Facebook and you've got a big Facebook following, there's a way to export all them Facebook contacts and get their email addresses and email them as well. That's on another video as well to do. You'll find on here explaining that. So that's your warm market. Off that you should get a good few people to join. But more important, when you pipeline them in the future, you'll pick up even more, which I'll explain a little bit further. So tick that once you've done that one. They're going to talk to the warm market. The next one's a 45-second presentation by Don Field. It used to be called the Basic Books. It gets them to understand how MLM works and the duplication works and how you're looking for the gold ships and silver ships and all that. I'll not go through the book. You'll understand when you read it. So tick that one off when you've read that one. And then there's other books. Fire Up's a good book, and there's lots of other different books. So over the next sort of few years, I'm going to be reading lots of different books, which you can get them from the Bids web shop, and we've got them in a section there for leaders recommended first books to read. So just tick that one as well. Now this is a clever bit. It's set up an autoresponder, and that's to manage all your contacts that go into email system, and then you can email them information once a month. When I joined Clean Easy, so many people said it wouldn't work, so I was actually sending them copies of me check every month for other people's story just to prove it did, and every month somebody used to join. So now you can still do that, but you can also do it through email, and as the leads come in, you can actually pipeline that. So we'll have lots of different places you can buy leads, and there's lots of different autoresponders. So to speak to your sponsor to see which one you should be using. But over a period of time, this can be a gold mine of prospects which keep coming back and joining. Now the next one is CDs training. Where you usually spend a lot of time in your car, so you might as well use that as a university. If you go to the Bids web shop, we've got loads of training CDs from the past, and we've also got like a clump of CDs you can get for like £4, which actually sort of help you get started and give you some basic information. It's also got Paul Tonkin on there, who's a top retailer, with Tracy Payne and Harvey Kent on their top 10 tips. So that's a good little thing that you sort of get people started with. Make sure they're plugged into that, because that's going to give them a lot of training as well. So tick that one off. These are a little bit further down the line. Activity tracker is important that you get them to sort of realize there's lots of different activities that actually can generate leads. That's a training I've done myself on YouTube, which you'll find. So that's there. You can follow that one. So take that off when they've trained that. Local meeting. It's important to get at a local meeting if it's possible. A lot of it's done on the internet now, but there usually is a local meeting which you can go along to, and it's good just to meet other people to find out it's real and it does work, and see what they're up to as well. You always pick up some tips from whatever meeting you go to. Also, I run a conference call every month. You can organise that as a sizzle. It's on at 9 p.m. so you can get some of your team together, have a speakerphone, and then you listen into what's going on. So make sure you plug into that. Take that one. Training meetings, they usually run at weekends at different parts of the country, so it's worth plugging into them as much as you possibly can. And then you have the company big events. I have 2 massive events in Birmingham, and then they also run road shows around the country, so make sure if you within a couple hours drive of that, you get along to that, because you see a bigger picture where cleanies you can actually go to. And then you've got other events and social events, so that's a little bit down the line. So this is just something for you to track, to make sure you've got all your new people plugged in. And the more people you're getting plugged into the system, then the more money they're going to make, because it's virtually nobody can just work out how Clean Easy works. Somebody's got to point them in the right direction, and once they've done that, they can teach their team to do exactly the same. So make sure you get connected to my loop and see all the figures. Make sure you listen to the Easy Reach, and the more people you bring into the team who do this, the faster your business will grow.